guys, I'm going to teach you how to seal your Snowglobe Tumblers like a freaking boss. That'll save you a lot of effort and a lot of time, believe me. When I first started doing these, I used the glue sticks, and I used to cut the hole perfectly, and then I'd stick the glue stick in, and I'd cut it, and then I'd melt it with my hot air gun, and it took forever. And now that I'm doing bulk tumblers, like I do 12 at a time, this just saves so much time. So much time. So I'm gonna show you. So you're gonna need a hot glue gun. I use the mini one because it's way easier and it's not such a big glob of glue. And this is like $3 at Michael's for real. And you're gonna need a bottle of rubbing alcohol. And I mix mine with 90%, no, 80% rubbing alcohol, and then distilled water. Anything that you put into your Snowglobe tumblers needs to be distilled water, not tap water, not purified water, distilled water, because it will create molding. Remember that. And another thing, these glue stick guns get hot, like hot. And I'm gonna teach you how to do it safely. So you just gotta remember, safe and smart, okay? So I got this already filled, and I'm gonna check to see how much I need to, more I need to put in. Okay, so this one's pretty full. And I put 2 holes in mine. And instead of adding more water and glue mixture to it, I just use rubbing alcohol after I've let my cup sit for 24 hours. And it also breaks up all them little nasty air bubbles. Got my little towel. I also like it because then I don't have to like continuously clean the top of this, because if you don't have a clean top, like it's not going to adhere very well at all. And I always give it a push test. If you can push it and liquid comes out, it's a little too full. And then your glue's not going to sit right, and then you'll have leaks. Because I like to get mine as full as I can. Then we got that. Now we're gonna plug this in. Wait to plug it in. Don't leave this thing plugged in, because it will get freaking hot and you will burn yourself. Like, I'm not playing. I've done it. Okay? Trial and error here. Learn from my mistakes, because my finger is permanently burned for life. I like have no feeling in my thumb anymore. It's ridiculous. It only needs about a minute to heat up. So I'm doing that, finish cleaning it, making sure there's no air. Get my glue gun. Oh, see, a little bit more water's coming out. So, glad I didn't know that come out yet. Clean, dry. The tip of this gets really hot too. Don't touch it. I just don't care. You will get burned for real. And it's because it's not super hot, it's not gonna come out super fast like usual, okay? But that's okay, because got a little glob on there. And now we're gonna press it. Now it's not gonna be super hot. You're not gonna super burn yourself. Give it one more glob. water came out because it's still too full. Which now I gotta make sure it's dry. And I can't trust that seal now. So now I'm just gonna pull it off. I'm gonna just use pair of nail things. Alright, so now try it again. And my thing's still plugged in, okay? So this next time, I might burn myself a little bit. This might be too bad. We'll see, I'll tell you. I'll let you know. Get a decent glob. Enough to cover the hole, okay? That's it. You don't need like an arsenal of it. Oh, see, that wasn't that bad. I always like to wait a few seconds before I touch it. Now the other hole. See, I'm waiting a few seconds before I touch it because I'm not dumb. I've learned. Oh. See, it's still a little too full on this side. So, again, trial and error, guys. Trial and error. He's not gonna get it perfect the first time. Sometimes it takes a minute. And I'm also a little nervous because of the on camera. Alright, so we pulled that bad boy off. Make sure it's dry. Got a good glue that time. Waiting a few seconds because now it's been plugged in for a couple minutes. It's gonna be hot, okay? And because I waited a couple seconds before I touched it, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't hot, it was warm. Alright, now we're gonna do the shake test. I'm gonna touch it. Get a good seal. Bang on it, or you can let it sit for a few minutes, but see, I be doing 12 cups at a time, bulk orders now, so I don't have time to be sitting here and spending like 2 hours on one freaking cup. Like, I don't have that. All right, so that's sealed up pretty good. So now we're going to unplug it, unplug this bad boy so we don't burn ourselves. I'm gonna beat that in y'all's head. Unplug the dang machine, okay? Now, I use UV resin. You can use regular resin. I use UV resin. It's faster. It's easier to manipulate. Oops. Dropped my little cup. Alright, so I've already done like 10 other ones of these. And then I was like, oh, I should probably do a video. So, it's already have a little bit in it. But, pick my measuring stick. Take my pre-mixed glitter that I want on the bottom of it. And I just use one of these little tiny spoons. Take a little spoonful. Put it in the cup. Take my UV resin. I'll try to put this up here so you guys can see. And I don't put like a crap ton in. I just put enough to kind of cover the bottom of this little tiny baby cup. I'll give it a stir. I'm going to take our dollop, put it on top, and now we're going to spread it around. I like to take mine to the edge. You don't have to, because usually there's this little seal. You don't have to, but I like to. I like the way it looks. Alright, so when you're looking at this thing, if it looks like you need a little bit more, you more likely do. If you don't have a lot in your cup, because like I said, I don't use a lot. I like to save my resources, you know what I mean? Like, I don't reuse them. Also, a lot of people freak out, but I like to go around and give it a once over. UV resin is not like regular resin, so it doesn't get super hot while it's sitting. You're not going to get a chemical reaction, and it literally just wipes it off on the towel. Not a big freaking deal. And I don't have enough in my cup, so if you still think you need a little bit of a topper, you probably do. So instead of mixing up a new batch, because that just takes too much time, I'm just going to go around on this little guy once. I'm gonna put the lid back on, and I'm just gonna kind of go around like that. And make sure that I'm good. All right. You can also use masking tape, but I feel like masking tape really just gets in my way, and I like to use my masking tape on my metal tumblers. So like I said, I just take my finger and I make sure that it's not gonna drip, that it's not gonna go over, because if you don't have it flush and somebody tries to pick up a little bit on the side over here, it's gonna take the whole thing off. Like, for real. Like, it really will. Because your epoxy needs to adhere to something. And since the top of this already has ridges on it, that's what's going to stick to. And the side of the cup doesn't. Now, if you get a big glob, it's not always going to come off. If you, like, flick it, you mess up. I've messed up 100 cups, I swear. But if you get a little one, it's going to pull the whole thing up. It's going to ruin the integrity of the cup, and you don't want to do that. So now I'm going to take, this is my nail one. I have a nail one. And I like this better because I do nails as well. And this is professional. This thing cost me like $200 almost. And it works just wonders. And I like it. But you have to also remember, if you're using these things, the bulbs get hot. So you don't want to touch. You just want to do on the sides. And I do 120 seconds. I look like a whole slug today. I'm just crafting all day, so like I don't care. And another pro tip is tilt your light down away from your plastic cup or your silicone cup or whatever, because any UV will activate it. Even the littlest amount. Like, I can't even have it underneath my regular light lamp under here because it'll start activating it. And if you're doing bulk like I do, and you want to reuse the cup a lot without having to clean it every time, because that's just time consuming, then this is the better option. Just kind of tilt it away, see, like this, because it's still getting the full effect of the light. But I'm shielding that cup from the light of it. If you have a little bit of a sticky residue, take your spray bottle, spray it, wipe it, it gets rid of it. Now it's flat, it's cool, it's fine. You can do another shake test. I always triple check everything, because I'd hate to like give this to a customer and then be like, oh, it leaks. Because if there's a leak, then it's easy to just rip off the whole bottom. No leak, we're good. Now, I'm gonna show you another cup, just so I know you got this down packed. So now we're gonna plug this little guy in. It's easier for me to do it like this because I'm just plugging the holes with my fingers. Some people use tape, whatever. I don't like doing that. See, I need to add a little bit more. Plug in one of the holes. I'm also gonna try to get more consistent with videos. I get so nervous doing videos, like for real. I hate the sound of my voice, and I had a stroke about 2 years ago, and so when I get nervous now, like I still stutter really, really hard, and so you'll hear me stutter and make fun of me. It's fine, I make fun of myself. All right, so that looks pretty full. Plug in the hole, looking, there's not that big of a bubble. Pushing, water's coming out. And I push hard. I don't push light, I push hard. All right, glue. Some of that glue went right into the hole instead of on top of it hovering like I wanted it to, which is okay. It's not gonna float around in there, like it's not. Wait a second, because that one, last one was a little warm, but it wasn't hot. It wasn't hot enough to burn myself, but it was warm enough for me to go, oh, I ought to wait a few seconds. Because it could have been hella hot. And believe me, you don't want to get burned by these. It hurts. And if I get a little excess glue on the side, I like to just peel it off. All right. Oh, that one wasn't a good seal. And even messing up, like not, I got it too much in the hole. It's still faster than cutting a glue stick, shove it in the hole. I hate doing that. Still, last time. It adhered pretty good to some spots, but not where I wanted it to. Take that off. Make sure it's still clean. Waiting a few seconds, because that's gonna be hot. That one was a good one. See? And it's flat. Still don't take as long as So if I had to cut a whole nother stick, I'd be so mad. I used to get so frustrated doing cups. Especially when you have to cut the stick and then let it melt, and then you melt it, and then you don't get a good seal. And you gotta rip it out, and you gotta cut it again. Oh my gosh, it's annoying. And then you get like these mountains of globs, and it sucks. And I don't have time for that, so this is way faster for me. Beat the cup, it's good. So we unplugged it. Already unplugged it because I figured it was a good seal. Alright, now take my dandy little stick. I stick stuff in my mouth. I don't suggest doing that. Because if you do actually get some epoxy on the end of this and it's not cured, you get it in your mouth. I mean, it's toxic. Don't be like me. Don't do that, okay? I mean, be like me with the easy stuff. Don't be dumb like me and stick stuff in your mouth. But I don't like to let this sit on a mat at all. Like, I don't want it to get fused to something or a mess everywhere. Like, so I just do it the way I do things. But I've been doing these cups for a while. Remember, just enough on the bottom to cover it. Give it a stir, stir, stir. Remember, if you feel like you need a little extra coverage, more than likely you do. You don't want to find out you need extra coverage after you cure it. Because then you run the risk of it not adhering correctly, and then you have 2 different layers to take off instead of 1. Another pro tip. See, I just got some epoxy in my mouth. Well, it was dry, but still. If your hands are sticky, rolling alcohol hands. Come up. Alright, time for the cure. And I hold it like this. Away from the cup. Or like this, or whatever. But if you hold it like this, you're on the risk of getting it in your cup. Curing it in your cup. Shielding it is a lot easier. You still have a little bit of cure because these lights go pretty far. They do. But it's not going to be like, you know, you have a bunch of crap sticking on the bottom of your cup because you have half cured and half not cured, and then you'll have sharp edges, and then you have to sand those down, and it's a pain. You don't want to do that. Remember, these get hot, so don't put your fingers on those. Keep them on the side. test. Looks good. Not sticky. Majority of the time it doesn't get sticky. Sometimes it will. If you use a lot of UV resin, it does get kind of sticky. But it's good. See you guys.